Good fucking morning, everyone, and welcome to another program review. It has been some time before since we made program reviews, and currently I have been on Alexander Bromley's BULLMASTIFF. Some of you may already know Alexander from his YouTube channel because he's been known for lately for providing good quality information, and he has been reviewing programs and also created some of his own programs, out of which I guess the most famous are 70s Powerlifter, Kong, which is a bodybuilding program, and BULLMASTIFF, which is like a strength program but also focuses on other areas, so it's not like powerlifting based. So for this video we will review BULLMASTIFF program, and the sections of the video will be as follows. First, I will talk about program review, and if you want to skip this section you can just watch his video because he explains it. Then I will talk about what modifications did I make to the program, then I will talk about my body stats, and then finally I will talk about my results on this program. Okay, so we start with the overview of the program, and the program is 4 days a week program, and it's strength based program, and on his Bootcamp app you have the spreadsheet of the entire program. So the program is separated in two phases. The first phase is a building phase, and the second phase is peak phase, where you try to put your stats in the strength. Each phase is composed of three different 3-week waves, and every week is 4 days of training per week. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and these days are based on the exercise. So squat based with deadlift development work, bench based with overhead development work, deadlift based with squat development work, and overhead press based with bench development work. And each of these days in the building phase is followed by assistance. So you have arm work on the upper days, and you have leg work and also pulls like rows on the lower day days, of course. The details of the program are that you start with an intensity, let's say 60% on your squat day, and for the first day of the first week you have prescribed 3 sets of 6 reps at 65%, and the last set is always as many reps as possible. Then if you completed, let's say, 10 reps, you check the difference between your amount of reps, in this case 10, and the reps prescribed as minimum, so in this case 6. 10 minus 6 is 4, which means for the next week you will increase your squat by 4%. So in this case, in week 2 you would do this schema at 69%, dirty number, and then let's say you did again 10 reps, so now you will increase for 4% again, so you will do 69% plus 4 is 73%, so week 3 you will do 73%, and then it resets. So the week 4 will count as a little deload. You will not increase your percentage by the difference of the reps, but you will go to the base percentage as prescribed in the program, which is in this case plus 5%, so 65 plus 5. But this, my personal opinion, this page here is not as good as this custom-made Excel spreadsheet, which, I'm sorry, I don't know who is the author, you can find it online, but this spreadsheet has everything you need, all the details, and it also auto calculates your weights. So for example, you do 4 sets of 6 reps on squat on the prescribed load, and then you input your reps here. So in this case I did 15, this was 9 rep increase, so here it calculated 9, and then it auto-calculated my load for the next week. So I suggest you use this Excel. It was really good for me. Okay, and I guess this is the main special thing about this program. It's like auto-regulates, right? So this method of auto-regulation was, I guess, very good for me, as you will see in the results section of the video. The assistance stuff is also increasing in sets. So first week is 2 sets, second week is 3 sets, third week is 4 sets. But I don't see the point of this video to describe the program in its entirety, because Alexander has done it in his video, and also this spreadsheet covers it all. I did cover the basics. I did cover that the main exercise is complemented with the development exercise, which is the same body part but, you know, complementary. So squat, deadlift, deadlift, squat, bench, overhead, overhead, bench, you know. It has some direct arm work, which some of you will enjoy, some of you won't, but do the program as it's written, I guess. But you don't have to do the program exactly as it's written, because we are entering the next section of the video, which is modifications, and Alexander himself suggests that you modify the program to fit your own needs. And what does he think with this? So let's say that you notice for yourself that your deadlift and squats grow very well in this particular schema. So just once a week for strength, and another time you hit them for developmental in the other day. But let's say that your bench is lagging behind. So he would suggest to put another light session of bench work somewhere in the week, and this is what I did, like for bench specifically. For the build phase, I was doing bench 4 times a week, just normally on day 2 and day 4, but also I supersetted bench. I did floor press, supersetted with barbell rows. I always did the same weight as I did on the barbell rows, but I only did, I think, 5 reps for the entire build phase. I just wanted to touch the bench press 4 times a week, but I didn't want to overwork it on my non-bench days. And I guess it worked out. But on the peak phase, I didn't bench anymore on the leg days because I was just too tired. Another modification that I did to the program is I was influenced by Brian Alju's mode of training, which is giant sets, or at least supersets. So always before doing benches, I did rows or pulls, and before overhead press, I always did pulls. So I did chin-ups or pull-ups, and I also supersetted ab exercises always as the third exercise in the giant set. So for example, I would do pull-ups, bench, abs, or I would do squats, abs. Yeah, these are the modifications, and the rest I didn't modify. I stick to the program as much as I could, and on the rest days, sometimes I went for a run, sometimes I went for a walk, sometimes I went for a weighted walk. But yeah, some kind of 10 to 15 minutes conditioning is good on the rest days, I believe. Alright. My body stats when doing this program, I started by body weight of like 87 kilograms, and I increased it to 90 kilograms. But I should say this happened very not forced. I was not counting calories. I was not force feeding myself. I was just trying to eat good, wholesome food, and the weight increase happened by itself. I guess I did gain some fat, but that's fine. This is This is a strength program, not a cutting or shredding program. And my goals were to increase strength, so I didn't care so much if I lose my abs. No, if you want to have abs, you don't run this program. You can run some other program that is not as hard as this. But yeah, so I increased the body weight, and my height, by the way, is 181 centimeters. And lastly, now we go to my results. Okay, so a bit of history before this program. I ran it one time before, so this is the first run here in this little table. This was like maybe 1 year ago, and I increased my squat for 7 kilograms from 180 to 187, my bench for 5 kilograms 130 to 135, and my deadlift for 5 kilograms 220 to 225, and overhead press 70 to 75. So I was very happy with this. Then I was running a bit of Brian Eljo's programs. First I did linear progression, where I hurt my back while squatting. It was like a freaky accident, nothing too bad, but I stopped the linear progression then. I recovered, and then I went to Brian's power builder, which I finished, and increased my squat to 190, my deadlift to 230, and I failed these attempts at bench and overhead press. Then we are finally arriving back to my second run of BULLMASTIFF, which was now. And the results were as follows. I tried squatting 195, which was a fail. But during the training I did several rep PRs. My favorite one, most notable one, is 3 times 180. Which, if I do the calculations in my head, I think I should be able to do 195, and I felt like I should have been able to do it, but the rep was not well executed. I don't think I failed for the strength, I just failed for the technique issue, let's say. Bench. Welcome to the 3-plate club. I did 140 bench, which was very surprising because during the training my squats and deadlifts was moving very better than my bench. On the last training before maxes, I wanted to do 3 reps on 130, like I did 3 reps on 180 for squat. I wanted to do 3 reps on 130 for bench, and I only did 1, so I didn't plan to hit 140 on the maxes. So this was nice. All videos are on my channel. You can also check them out. And the deadlift was moving very well during the training, and I wanted to do 235, which I did during the maxes. My friend recorded me and said, "You have more." So I tried 240 and it went. And finally, the overhead press, I did not do it yet. I will do it on Tuesday. And the goal is 77.5. But during the training, I already did a rep PR, which is 3 times 70. I guess that's about covers it for this video. The program was a very big success for me both times. I'm not in my newbie gainzz stage anymore, and still seeing this is, I would say, for a natty lifter who only trains for fun in his free times, are very good results. So Alexander definitely knows about how to program. He writes his program for the majority of people, which of course I belong to, and probably you too. If you want a program that will increase your size and strength, this is definitely a good program, and I recommend it. 10 out of 10. Mentally, if I compare it to Brian's programs, it's not as hard mentally. It does not prescribe any conditionings and such, which is the hardest part. So this is it for the video. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.